the Mountain. I'm your host, Mike Bosely, and joining me today on the show is Debbie and Stacy from the Humane Society of the White Mountains. Hi, ladies. How are you today?
Hi. Good, Mike. How are you?
Doing good. Everybody is holding a cute little kitten. They're little scratching posts. But they have lots of these adorable little things there at the Humane Society. And we're going to talk about these guys here in just a couple minutes. But first, there's a couple things I wanted to get to, and then we'll go to some of the things everybody wants to get to and get to know and get some information out there.
All right.
You girls, ladies, ready with that?
Yeah.
All right. So, real quick, I wanted to let everybody know, I participated in Happy Tales at the very end of August. And I've been involved with a lot of events and seen lots of volunteers and various this and that. I have never seen people come together in the mass amount that they did for such a great cause. The whole event went amazingly smooth. You guys always have so many volunteers. I tried to do something, but the ladies at the tables were doing their table thing. The ladies at the raffle were doing the raffle thing. There was just so many volunteers. So congratulations to you two ladies and the Humane Society. It's amazing to have that kind of devoted volunteer base.
We sure appreciate it.
Yeah.
The animals, they appreciate it.
And that's what it was all about,
Exactly.
is the animals.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now, volunteers, as granted as there was tons of volunteers, there was lots of them, we could always use more volunteers, correct? But there's more than Happy Tales volunteers. What are some of the volunteer duties that you guys need help with?
Us at the shelter, we seem to not have a lot of the cat volunteers, people to come spend time with the cats. We do have a couple of volunteers that come in, spend time with the cats. Most of the people want to spend time with the dogs though, which is understandable. But the cats need that socialization as well. Brushing them, just sitting and petting them, things like that. Also volunteering to help with laundry and dishes.
That all adds up. That's a lot of... now you guys give them fresh toys, fresh blankets. So I mean, there's a lot of those little duties that make the place go round that you need help with.
Right. Our washer and dryer usually run for 8 hours a day.
Okay. Now, is this something I need to sign up for? Hey, I've got 8 hours, or what if I've got a spare 45 minutes? I had a client drop his call and do some rescheduling. Is there something I can do and run in and help you with, or do you need to have a whole 8-hour requirement for my volunteering?
No, usually our volunteers, we do have volunteers that come in on a schedule basis.
Of course.
And I know Stacy does it a little different than we do.
Well, yes.
But our volunteers, if you have 45, 30 even to come and spend with the cats, the dogs, whatever, then we can certainly take you. And Stacy, you have yours on schedule?
Most of them are on schedule. Sometimes I will have somebody drop by that says, hey, I've got a spare hour and a half. Is there something you need me to do? Absolutely, yes. We have we're at
so
the
you're always finding stuff to do?
At the doghouse. I can always find something for somebody to do at the doghouse. We have a lot of processing that needs to be done. And I think right now we are needing more volunteers because the majority of our volunteers right now are summer residents. And they are returning to their homes in the Tucson, Phoenix metro area. So we're going to be needing more volunteers to fill those spaces, which are going to be hard to fill.
Right.
And they're so important to us. We need them to function. And it's
Absolutely.
we all need them to function, and they're just invaluable to us.
And I remember you saying in our last episode that several of your cat volunteers were heading down to the valley. I'm sure with everybody heading down to the valley, it's time for donations and offload before they have to drop down to the summer. So there's always a big need there at the doghouse and, of course, the shelter as well.
And, you know, like Stacy was saying, a lot of our summer residents are going back, and that goes for the shelter as well. We lose a lot of volunteers during the winter time. So we need to get some more volunteers on board so that we can have that steady volunteer base that we have all year long.
I got little Gladiola. I know she doesn't look comfortable, but she's purring. And, oh, the little sweet. By the way, we will meet our fun little guest here in a moment. I didn't mean she went cute on me. I had to stop first. Oh, hi, little lady. Now, with everything changing, the season's changing, despite that I'm wearing shorts today, that brings on new hours for the thrift shop.
Correct.
So what there at the doghouse, what changes with the winter hours, and when does that really take effect?
It is the second week in October
Okay.
that we go from, now our summer hours are open Monday through Saturday from 10 to 5. And come second week in October, we will be changing to Tuesday through Saturday, 10 to 5. So we will be closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
And that really helps. That brings
Sundays
down
and
the cost. I mean, big. You know, the winter it's a little slower up here.
Correct.
But that brings down the cost, which Dina told us it was almost $1,700 a day to keep the whole society running and everything. Correct. So I'm sure that helps out with saving some of that money.
It does, but it also takes away from a day of profit.
But
then again, we're in our winter hours.
But we're in our winter hours, and more of us are doing less, so that's a great idea to go and do some volunteering.
Right?
Yeah, we all call the winter our slow months up here, so maybe spend some of that time there at either the shelter and, of course, at the Doghouse Thrift Shop. Now, where is the Doghouse Thrift Shop located for those that live under a rock up here on the mountain?
We are located at 3002 White Mountain Boulevard in Lakeside. We are just north of the Timber Mesa Fire Department.
Oh, right there. Yes, right off the road.
Right off side road. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, what is some special things you got going on there at the Doghouse Thrift Shop?
We've pulled out all of our fall
Yes,
decorations.
I love fall.
Fall and Halloween. Thanksgiving will be coming out soon as well. We've got costumes for animals, for people, children, and of course we have everything else you can imagine.
Right.
Everything. The kitchen sink, we have it. We literally have it.
You ladies find a way to pack a lot of stuff in that little space, and that's amazing, Stacy.
We try not to clutter too much, but we do have a lot. And I just want to remind people as they come in and they're looking for a specific item, we oftentimes have it in the warehouse, we just don't have room
Of course.
for it on the floor.
Of course.
So if somebody's coming in looking for a specific item, I encourage them to ask us. We will search.
Well, I'm going to require your help. My Halloween costume is going to require skinny jeans, which is something I've never even contemplated on how to shop for. So I might need some help looking for
We can help with
some
that.
skinny jeans.
We can help with that. We'll do that.
So, Halloween is right around the corner. Make sure and check out. Now, I have pets. And of course, I'm always goofing off online, looking for the cutest costume or whatever. If you, have a bunch of old costumes from those cute years in the past, please take them to the Doghouse Thrift Store, and also make sure and go visit. Check out before you do that online purchase. Remember, shop local, and it does a lot more good when you spend your money at the Doghouse Thrift Shop.
All proceeds benefit the Humane Society of the White Mountains.
So let's go into some quick introductions of who our three fun fellow joiners, co-hosts.
So that's Gladiola.
This is Gladiola.
And believe it or not, her and her sister came in and they were semi-ferals.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That is hard to break.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we worked with them and socialized them to where they actually like to be held and everything. Her sister was adopted, so she's just waiting for her home. And she's about 3 months old now. And this is Mozart, and he was actually born on July 3rd. and he was born in a foster home. And then we have his brother Beethoven, and then there's still 2 more, but they're a little too small, so they're still at the foster home.
Okay.
And their name is Sonnet and the foster named them, so I can't really remember right off the top of my head. But there's still 2 more, and they're just waiting to get a little bigger.
Okay. Well,
But we have tons of kittens and cats and puppies and dogs and everything at the shelter, so if you're looking for a new family member, definitely come over and see what we have.
So you got something for everybody, whether it's a cute little kitten, a cute little puppy, a older dog that's just gonna lounge around with you and let you enjoy your adult beverage while they just stare at you. Well, they've got all those kinds. So just about anything for everybody you can find there at the Humane Society.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, what is the process for getting one of these guys? Do I gotta leave my social security number, my birth certificate, the keys to my car?
No.
What do we have to do to get one of these guys?
We have an adoption application that everyone has to fill out, and we have to have a adoption application for each animal. So you'll just fill that out. Usually takes 15 minutes to fill that out, and then we go over it. And if we if we feel like it may not be the right fit for that animal for you,
of course.
then we will work with you to try to find the appropriate animal for your lifestyle. And that's why we have everyone fill out the adoption application. It's just so we can also get a feel of your lifestyle and how everything's going to go at home. And if we have further questions, we usually ask and we'll write it down on there just so we have it. And then we feel like that is a appropriate home for that animal, then you would be approved. And then we have our adoption agreement process that's actually completed on the computer, and that's just the agreement saying, yeah, you agree to this, yeah, you agree to that. And then that'll have their shot records and everything like that on there. And you'll get a copy of their spay or neuter certificate, their microchip information, everything.
So when they do an adoption, they get microchipped as well, even the cats.
Yes, so everybody gets microchipped when they go for spay or neuter surgery. If they're already spayed or neutered, then they get microchipped before they go on the adoption line.
We will be right back in just a couple moments with more of our furry friends. We're going to learn more about the things going on at the Humane Society. So thank you for watching Paw Prints on the Mountain. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Paw Prints on the Mountain. I'm your host, Mike Bosely, and my co-host today is Gladiola. You might even actually be able to catch her purring. Of course, she stops right as that was perfect. She's going for stardom. Yes, she is. And she could be the star of your family. All you got to do is help and do some adoptions. This young lady needs to be, this is a young lady, right?
It is a young lady, yes. Gladiola.
Gladiola. Otherwise it was a gladiolo.
Low.
No, of course. Of course that's what it would have been. Of course. Well, welcome, ladies. I am once again joined by Debbie and Stacy. Hi, ladies.
Hi. Hello.
And you two have your hands full as well. And who are you rolling around with?
This is Mozart, and this is his brother Beethoven.
Beethoven seems to be the louder of the and definitely the more adventurous of the two. Gladiola can't figure out what to do. But hey, speaking of our friends, last time on the show, we had Miles and we had Clark. Now Clark has found his forever home.
He did. And he actually went home with a kitten. So Clark is going to be best friends with the kitten now.
Well, that's awesome. When you lose an eye, it's good to have a companion. You know?
Yeah.
Poor guy. But Miles is still doing really well.
Miles is doing well. I almost brought him today, but figured it was going to be too much with all the kitties, and Miles wanted to play with the kitties, so he stayed.
He stayed.
Yeah, but he's doing really well. He's put on some weight, and he's looking really good now.
It's so wonderful how you there at the Humane Society and at the shelter can take care of all of these dogs. Now, sadly, as we are approaching fall, the weather, the temperatures are dropping. You're still seeing a rise with lost and found dogs.
Yes,
and
we
cats.
are. Mm-hmm. We
so, tell us about that, if you will.
So we have our lost and found forms that we fill out. So we go through those every time a new dog or cat comes in. We go through those, see if we have anything matching. Unfortunately, we haven't had anything matching. And we have 58 dogs right now.
Oh, wow.
And we only have 45 kennels to keep them in. So we're busting at the seams right now.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for more adoptions, things like that, to make sure that no dog is going to be left outside in the wintertime. I will assure you that they're not going to be outside during the summer months. If we have to, then we'll put them in an outside kennel. During the wintertime, we will absolutely not do that.
Of course, of course.
And we just trying to find different avenues for them to go to, different rescues, different humane societies, things like that, to where we can get them placed to give us a little breathing room to be able to accept more animals. But in the lost and found, if you're missing a dog, come to the shelter and look to see if we've got it.
Right.
Your description may be different than ours. We once had someone tell us it was a dachshund. It was actually a Cocker Spaniel. So your description could be a lot different than ours.
Right.
Or maybe check Facebook, like the Humane Society of the White Mountain, because oftentimes you guys post that there as well.
We post, yes, we post every stray that comes in on our Facebook page so we have that social media outlook that we can go to potentially find their owners, which has worked. It's just right now we have a lot of animals, and we need to either get them home to their owners, or we need to find them a new home.
Right. Now, with being overcrowded, of course, we want to find them all forever homes. You looking for foster families?
We always look for fosters. A lot of times we do medical fosters, or if it's a mother with puppies, kittens, whatever, or if they just need socialized out of shelter for a while, we've done that. We do have a dog in foster that's actually waiting to have hip surgery. She's in foster right now, and then she'll go back to the foster, and then I believe that foster may end up adopting her. So that's what we're hoping for.
Fingers crossed. Well, these kittens came from a litter that was at a foster home as well, right?
Mm-hmm. So their mom came from a home that could no longer keep her, and she was pregnant. And then we had a foster take her home, get her settled in and everything, so that she was comfortable before the kittens were actually born.
Nice.
So, like I said, the foster still has the other 2 kittens from the litter, and these 2 are looking for their forever home now. Oh. And their mom is also looking for her forever home.
So if you happen to have a spot in your heart for one of these cute little kittens, can we go to the kitten cam? Kitten cam. Dun dun dun. The cute kitten cam. There we go. So if you would like to have one of these cute little things in your life, swing by to the shelter. Of course, maybe you're not a cat fan. I will join you. I'm more of a dog kind of guy myself. I am holding a cat. But feel free, swing down, check out what they've got. You've got pictures on the website, like their Facebook page, just so if you're out and about and you see a pup, or you know what your neighbor's pup looked like, then you can be able to help identify that. So that's great that you help get the word out. Now, some of the other things that you do with your volunteers is you guys have a reading program.
Yes. So we started a new reading program at the beginning of the school year, and that's for the first grade. So once a week, 5 students from the first grade come and they read to the dogs. So they have these cute little mats that I keep in my office for them. They just grab those and then they're able to go sit down in front of the dogs and read to them. And not only is it helping them with their reading skills,
Of course.
first grade is super initial time to begin reading.
Right.
But also it relaxes the dogs. I've walked through there when they're reading to them and all of the dogs are just quietly listening, watching them. I actually had one dog yawning and falling asleep because they were so comfortable when they were there reading to them. So it's just one thing that we can do to not only to help with the animals but also to help the kids in the community and helping them to learn about the animals as well.
What a great program. You're helping the kids. Yeah, like you said, learn, read, learn better words and that sort of thing. I read somewhere a kid that reads is exposed to like 180,000 more words, reads in his 90 percentile. So that's something that's important for the kids and the animals. And I don't know how it goes for kittens, but they say dog's a man's best friend. I entirely understand a human voice just mellowing and calming them out. I'm sure that helps with socialization too.
Yes.
So how do you have 58 dogs crammed into a small itty bitty area and get them all to get along? How do you do that?
They're in different kennels. They're different. They're all in a different kennel. Like if we have a pair that came together, then they'll go together. If we have a mom and puppies, they'll stay together. So they're not all just crammed in one area.
Do you have like a silent button? Once one of them starts barking, all 58 start barking?
Yes. And you know, I don't notice that they're barking until somebody says something. I'm just like going about my day.
Learned how to zone
and
that out.
And then someone will say, "How do you deal with this barking?" I'm like, I didn't notice it.
So whether you would like a kitty, now as we said a little bit earlier, when you get one of these animals from the Humane Society, all of them will have shots. All of them will be microchipped. And you have a spade, they're all spayed and neutered.
Yes.
Now, if I had one of my puppy, I was going to let her go for her first litter. But then we were thinking, I don't know, that's a lot of work. You got to wear diapers. Oh, man, doggy diapers. Goodness gracious. So how would I go about getting her spayed, neutered? Which one is the guys and girls?
Spayed is for females, neutered is for males.
Thanks for clearing that up.
So I'm going to reprimand you for a little bit. So it will help her to not get different cancers and things like that if she is spayed.
Right.
You don't have to let them have their first litter. I know a lot of people think that, you know, we'll let her have her first litter, she should be okay, different things like this. But they don't have to have their first litter before they get spayed.
Okay.
And they can actually get a lot of infections in their uterus and things like that if they're not spayed. So it's better to get them spayed at an early age.
Of course.
And then for the males as well, same thing. They can get different cancers and things like that. We have our spay and neuter clinic there on property, and you would call the PAWS clinic to make an appointment. Their phone number is 928-205-7415.
Say that number one more time for us.
928-205-7415.
Okay.
And make your appointment to get them spayed or neutered. You can also get them microchipped at that time, or if they need any sort of vaccinations, they'll do it at that time as well.
Now, I had a friend who also recently, she got a puppy, and she was really scared about getting the first shot. She was thinking that the first round of shots was going to be like $300. And so, I mean, you guys keep this pretty price effective for everybody, right? I mean, what does all this go for?
So, depending on the weight of the animal,
of course,
that's what the spay or neuter goes by. For dogs, for cats, it's just one set price for male or female. So, if it's like a small dog, Our regular low cost is $85 for a small dog.
Wow.
And then if you wanted any vaccinations, I want to say that the distemper parvo vaccination at our clinic is like $12 or $15.
That's it?
And then the rabies vaccination's $10 and a microchip is $20.
Wow.
And we register the microchip for you, so you don't have to go online or call them or anything like that. We do that for you.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
So a lot of us up here have animals. We love the outdoors. That's part of the reason we live up here. So those parvo shots, they're really important. I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot of stuff out in the forest that we love that can really hurt our animals. Do you know, can you tell us and expand on that?
So in our world, the shelter world, we do parvo vaccinations for the puppies starting at 6 weeks
Okay.
up until, if they're with us, like they're born with us, we'll start them at 6 weeks and then they'll go until they've had a round of 4.
Okay.
If they have not been born with us, they'll have either a round of 3 or until they're 16 weeks.
So what are the parvo shots? I mean, how do they get what is this stuff
So the
anyways?
Parvo, it is it's a parasite. It's a parvovirus, and it's very, very contagious, and it's very, very fatal.
Wow.
It can be fatal.
For $12, save your pet's life. Go get some shots done. Hey, thank you very much for coming. Ladies, thank you for joining me. Stacy, any last thoughts about the Doghouse Thrift Shop?
Doghouse Thrift Shop. Like us on Facebook. We post sales and large items on there all the time.
Don't go shopping until you go shopping at the Doghouse Thrift Shop first. Thank you. Thank you, Gladiola. Thank you for joining us here on Paw Prints on the Mountain, brought to you by the Humane Society of the White Mountains, and have a great day.